share my screen with the agenda. And we will start with the roll call. Carlos, can you check in the attendees and see if Commissioner Halliday is in the attendees? Because he's going to call in.
He's currently not in the attendees.
Okay. Just keep an eye on that in case he calls in and needs to be allowed in as a member.
Yes.
All right, and we'll do roll call, and I will try to make sure I don't miss anyone. We have with us Commissioner Dora Witherspoon, Commissioner Sonia Oliver, Commissioner Johnny May Weldon, Commissioner Hanson Guest, Vice Chair Fran Collier Clemens, Commissioner Brenda Penn Williams, and Commissioner Lunice Constant. I think I got everybody. And we also have with us Carlos Duque, our Fair Rent Coordinator, and Russell Liskoff, who is our, I don't know, do we call you our attorney, Russell?
Sure. Attorney, outside counsel. Sure.
Outside counsel. There we go. That works for me. Second item on the agenda, I guess, is the acceptance of the minutes. Has everybody had a chance to review the minutes? It was sent to your email. Does anyone have any changes on page 1?
I just want to add that
Commissioner Halliday joining the meeting.
Excellent. And Commissioner Halliday has joined at 7:34.
Thank you.
Any changes on page 1?
Misspelled word there, amended, should be single M.
Yeah.
And
Agreed.
a separation also there. It looked like the name is missing, but I think it was supposed to be Mrs. Weldon there at the top of, that's actually at page 2. I'm sorry. Well, it's on page 1, but the name.
Yeah, it says Miss on page 1 and Weldon on page 2. It's just
Right.
I forget what they call that in advertising, but it's
Okay,
basically a hanging word. So,
all right. That's all I saw.
Thank you, Commissioner Guest. Any changes on page 2? Any changes on page 3? Any pages on page 4? Changes on page 4? All right, then I will take a motion.
Make a motion to accept the minutes. Did you hear me?
Motion. I heard you, Sonia. Any
Oh.
second?
Second.
Second from Commissioner Halliday, motion from Commissioner Oliver. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any opposed? Any abstentions? Okay, motion passed unanimously. Our next item on the agenda is public participation. Carlos, can you look in the room and just see if there are any attendees who came from members of the public who wish to speak?
Negative. There's no one there.
Okay, we will go to the next item on the agenda, which is my report. Really great to see everybody joining. Love to have such great participation, so thank you all tonight. I hope that your Memorial Day was excellent and that your summer season is off to a good start. and the weather is starting to catch up. It's a beautiful day outside today. So I hope you've had an opportunity to get outside and enjoy it. Wanted to talk about a couple of things. We currently have the way that the Fair Rent Commission is structured is that there are 14 spots. There are 7 commissioners and there are 7 alternate commissioners. The alternate commissioners are allowed to vote in the absence of any of the 7 regular commissioners. And for historic traditional purposes, the Fair Rent Commission has treated all alternate and regular commissioners as though they are all equal parts of the commission. We don't, as far as motions during meetings and discussions during anything that we're discussing in the meeting, all commissioners are equal members here. We currently have 5 vacancies on the commission. And Carlos has been in contact with the city clerk about that to see if there are anyone who would like to volunteer. I believe there are a couple of community members who would. But it would be, I think, really valuable to get new voices, new faces. I love how Lunice has come in and contributed. I love how Commissioner Guest has come in and contributed. And I encourage, if you have anyone who is interested in joining a city commission, to ask them to join. I will say that one of the rules to keep this commission non-political or as non-partisan as possible is that no more than 4 from any political party can be on as a regular commissioner or as an alternate commissioner at any time. And we already have a full quota, I believe, of 4 from one of the parties in our city. So ideally, if a new person is going to be joining, they would have to be a non-Democrat, unfortunately, because we have a full capacity of those right now. But if you know anyone who would like to join, please encourage them to do so.
So I'm guessing that's the reason that I've never been switched to a full committee member, because I've been an alternate ever since I've been on this committee, and I've been on this committee for years.
Yeah.
That is correct, because I brought it up to the city clerk.
Okay.
So that's my main report today. I think that we have a great commission. I'd love to have new people join us. That's all. All right. I will pass it over to Carlos for the coordinators report.
Good evening, everyone. As the weather starts getting better and warmer, we usually come into renewal season. So this is the time of the year that a lot of leases get renewed. A lot of people are moving out. Some are moving in. I've had landlords reach out to me and come and visit me, asking questions about having questions about leases and things they can and cannot do, and questions they can ask and should not ask. Additionally, also tenants coming with the leases, asking if it's okay or not for landlords to make certain requests, put certain details into the leases. So I've been busy with that regards, looking at a lot of leases and paperwork. Additionally, providing information and about evictions. That's something that is very constant, regardless of the time of the year. Also, a few weeks ago, I met with the Fair Rent Commission Network, with the other Fair Rent Commissions in the state of Connecticut, and it was an online meeting, very productive. The commissioner for the Department of Housing in Connecticut, she's actually providing some funding for this network to put out events to bring more awareness about what the Fair Rent Commissions in different towns in Connecticut do and how they can assist and benefit residents. I think 2 weeks ago, I went to Westport and I had a Q&A with a few of the staff member for the commission, as well as the chair for the Westport Fair Rent Commission. They had a few questions I answered with regards to how we conduct business here in Norwalk. It was very informative. They were very grateful that I was able to assist. And they're just established the commission, I believe, 2 months ago. So now they're gathering commissioners. And I believe they had one case so far. So now they the staff member knows that she can reach out to me if she needs anything along the lines of letters, correspondence, anything on how we handle our cases and how we handle the hearings. Tomorrow, I will be presenting at the Department of Health staff meeting a brief overview of the Norwalk Fair Rent Commission. We'll provide a little bit of the background, the history when it was established, also what the duties of the commission are, and also what my duties are as a coordinator. That's all I have today. Thank you.
Carlos. We'll move on to the review, discussion, and motions on open cases, and I'll scroll down and I'll pass it over to Attorney Liskov.
Good evening, everybody. Russell Liskov. Gonna hopefully make this short and sweet tonight. We have some business. Our first case is 1831-23. It's the one where we've had the people there. I've been talking to the attorneys. This is going on and on and on. Finally, we actually sent them the video of the hearing we had, where I put on the record the representations for settlement. There's been one or two little details holding them up from putting this into writing. I contacted Attorney Matney. I gave him the minutes where the tape was played, where he agreed to. I also gave him a case called Audubon Parking versus New Haven, where it's a Supreme Court case where you can enforce an agreement if they don't follow it. He is going to meet with his client and see what the story is to show his client what they agreed to. That's why I always go on the record and put what the agreement is, so no one can misremember what was agreed to. They're playing nice. The rent is being paid. The agreed to number of rent is being paid, but there are a couple of little ancillary details were switched around a little bit. So I would ask you to take no action this month, and I think next month Attorney Matney will be able to prevail on his client and get rid of this case. Thank you.
I make a motion for no action.
Johnny Weldon, second.
Motion from Commissioner Oliver, second from Commissioner Weldon. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstention? Motion is unanimous.
The next case is 1861-25 for Eversley Avenue. Unit 2, a landlord wants to increase rent from $1,400 a month to $1,650 a month. They've reached an agreement. We're waiting for the agreement to be signed and the complaint to be withdrawn. We had a good negotiation on it, and I'm very confident that it is done, and by next month it will be withdrawn. So I'd ask you to take no action on 1861-25.
Motion for no action against case 1861-25.
Commissioner Halliday, second.
That's a motion from Commissioner Oliver, a second from Commissioner Holliday. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Great.
The next case is 1862-25, 41 Wolf Pit Road, apartment 4K. The landlord wants to increase the rent from $22.94 a month to $24.80 a month. We've gone through this. We had conversation, Carlos. This is one that they've actually resolved, haven't they?
No, this is the one that's going for a hearing in July.
Okay. This is all right. Okay, I understand. Okay. Yeah, this is the one we're gonna put down for July. We're gonna try and work on it this month, see if we can do anything, but the sides are very, very far apart. So I'm gonna ask you to take no action on it this month and possibly have a hearing for it in July.
Motion for no action against case 1862-25.
I'll second it, Johnny Weldon.
The motion from Commissioner Oliver, a second from Commissioner Weldon. Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? Passes unanimously.
The next, oh, no, we have new cases.
That's it. We're moving on to new cases. Go ahead.
Once again, Russell, list cover 1863-25, 18 Fairfield Avenue, apartment 888. The landlord wants to increase rent from $1,300 a month to $2,100 a month. The complaint was filed. We've notified everybody. We spoke to the landlord and the tenant. We got them to reach an agreement. The new lease is signed. They're waiting for a copy of it to be sent to us and a copy of the withdrawal. So I would recommend we don't accept the case right now because I think it's going to be gone before you ever accept it. If it doesn't go away, then we can keep it on the calendar or we can put it on the calendar for new business next month if we want to.
Motion to not accept this case at this time.
Commissioner Halliday, second.
Motion from Commissioner Oliver, a second from Commissioner Halliday. Any discussion?
I'd like to ask a question. So when we don't accept a case, what does that mean, the legal impact of not accepting the case?
It doesn't really have a legal impact because we can always vote to re-vote to hear if we want to. We'll have the pressure on them to finish all the documentation properly and the case will go away. If it doesn't go away, we could ask you to re-vote on it next month to bring it back in for a case to be heard.
Okay.
The lease was signed. I got emails from the landlord on the agreement from the tenant. I'm just waiting for a copy of the lease and for the tenant to return the complaint withdrawal. But both parties agree to the terms.
They're very happy with each other and they're playing nice. I don't see any reason why it would fall. I don't see any reason why it would fall apart.
Now, this is Commissioner Collier Clemens. We are not accepting this case because it was filed after our last meeting and a new lease was signed before our meeting for this month. Is that correct?
That's another good reason as well. There are multiple reasons. You hit a very good one as well.
Okay, thank you.
Any further discussion? So we have a motion not to accept this case. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Any abstentions? Oh, sorry, any opposed? Now any abstentions? All right. Motion passes unanimously.
The next one is 1864-25, 365 Westport Avenue. The landlord wants to increase the rent from $1,675 a month to $2,000 per month. Complaint was filed near the end of May. Carlos already met with the tenant, and the tenant already informed Carlos that they have an agreement together before we've ever got this matter on our calendar. So I would also recommend that we vote not to accept this case because they resolved it prior to us ever having to really take a look at it.
Commissioner Collier Clemens votes to not accept case 1864-25.
Sonia Oliver, second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstentions? All right.
Thank
And
you,
that
everybody.
motion passes too.
Carlos is keeping a real good rein on all these people where, we get together, we make calls, we do letters. He'll get me at home. I'll get him in the office. I'll stop in. So everything is working out as good as could be expected, I would think, under all the circumstances with him really keeping a good, tight managerial rein on all of these cases. Thank you.
Thank you. And thank you, Carlos. All right, next item on the agenda, old business. Carlos, do you want to take this one?
So I sent out an email. Thank you. I got some feedback. I know Brenda had mentioned about possibly having the city pick up the cost of it. I haven't had the conversation with my supervisor yet, but I feel like they're not going to agree to that. With that being said, I mean, if anything changes, I'll report back to the commission, but I'm just trying to get a consensus of what everybody's leaning towards. I know I got some feedback from Sonia also with regards to some of the options. So I feel like Pinstripe or O'Neill's. I've never been to O'Neill's. If anybody has been to O'Neill's, they can provide some information.
Yeah,
We
it's
went
good.
to, we went to
Yeah, we've
O'Neill's
been to
once.
O'Neill. Yep,
Yeah,
it was good.
we went to O'Neill's once for our annual dinner.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a good experience?
It was okay.
One of the commissioners at the time was the accommodations made, she had a disability, and the accommodations made for a disability weren't really accommodating. So
Okay.
that was the reason that we didn't go back. That
Right.
commissioner is no longer part of the commission, but that was why we decided not to go back there in subsequent years.
I'm more than happy to re-engage with them, find out what kind of pricing we could get. And are we still thinking about a brunch or on a weekend, or should we do a dinner during the week on a day that the commission meets?
I would prefer during the week.
I think on a day that the commission meets would be fine.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to find restaurants with cheap prices because almost all restaurants are charging about the same thing for entrees.
You got that right.
I mean, you can go to McDonald's and and spend about as much as you would at one of the restaurants. So
Absolutely. You're
tell
right, Fran.
tell your supervisor that they need to check around themselves.
I know Greer's Country Kitchen was also mentioned. I don't know where that is. I had never been there. I could always reach out to
It's
them
in
and find
Sono, it's
out.
delicious.
It
It's
is?
good choice.
Okay.
I didn't
I could
on-
always,
It's up on it's right across the street from Bank House.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry, not so.
It's the old
yeah.
Peaches. They just
Yep.
changed the name.
and I know Commissioner Guest also mentioned Harbor Lights. I believe that's near the water.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that's near the water. Yep.
Okay.
That's more
Is it a-
expensive. That'll be the most expensive.
Yeah,
option.
that's the most expensive
The
place.
menu.
Okay.
It's a
It's
very
good.
nice though.
It's very
It's
nice.
a nice setting and the food is good, but it is expensive.
I could reach out to all of them, see if they could provide me some pricing, and then I could do a comparison.
Okay.
Okay.
Now, another option that I did discuss with my supervisor is if we make it a working event, then the city might be able to pick up some of the tab. So, for example, Connecticut Legal Housing, the lawyers who put the Fair Rent Commission toolkit for the different municipalities setting up the Fair Rent Commission, they're more than willing to do a presentation. They could do it in person, they could do it online. Obviously, we're gonna do a working event and there will be food involved, then in person will be a lot better. Maybe that's something that we might be able to consider and explore.
Sounds great to me.
Sounds good. I'm
Yeah,
like Fran.
sure.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
So,
I'm
so they
game.
usually come down from Hartford. It's two lawyers. One has been doing this for 30, 40 years. The other one, she's been doing it for about 15 years or so. They put the Fair Rent Commission toolkit together. They are the advisors for the Fair Rent Commission network. So they're very savvy on the subject, so they could do a presentation to the commission, and we could tie it along with our commission dinner. Again,
Thank you,
I'll
Carlos.
discuss it. I'll discuss it with my supervisor and see if that's something we could do.
Yeah, please look into that, Carlos. I think even if it wasn't part of an event, I think that it would be nice to have a presentation from them anyway. And I think that it's an opportunity for us to come together in person that we don't typically have. So I think it would be nice if we were going to have them anyway, to do it in person. And if we're doing it in person, I think that
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I
having
agree
a meal
with
with that
that.
makes sense.
It makes sense, and I agree with that sense.
Okay, we'll do.
Thank you, Carlos. That was
Thank you. All right. Any new business that anyone wishes to discuss?
Just about next month's meeting. We're gonna look to push that back a week because of the July 4th holiday.
Yes,
Okay, beautiful.
I'm answering for everybody else. Yes, we're going to look to push that back to July. I think 9th would be the day.
Yeah, I
Yes.
agree to that. Oh,
And there's a
Oh.
hearing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, Fran, what were you going to say?
July 9th is a great time to have it. However, I will not be present because that's my anniversary.
You go and enjoy your anniversary, and we'll have a
Thank
hearing.
So you know what, Carlos? Can we try the NOAA end to do that working thing?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been there before. You let me know.
Oh,
Yep.
yeah, we've been there. It's good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
good.
yeah,
I
we've
Take
been
a
there.
Or
Yeah.
somewhere else. Their food is not that great.
look.
Sorry. It's not.
I'll shop around and get back to the commission.
So which anniversary is it?
31.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm gonna get a crown this year.
You must need another crown. Okay.
All right. So the new business is that we're moving next month's meeting to July 9th, and we will miss you, Fran. We do
Okay.
currently have a hearing calendared for that, so I think that means it's a 6:30 p.m. meeting.
What's the date of the hearing?
Wednesday, July 9th.
Oh, Wednesday, July 9th. Oh, okay. Thank you.
And then we'll go from there. And I'll take a motion.
Make a
I
motion.
move adjournment. Collier Clemens.
Second.
Got the motion from Fran and the second from Peter. And all in favor?
Aye.
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 Have a happy 4th.
Yeah. Have a great
Yes.
month. Have a happy
To you
Fourth.
all as well.
Everybody.
Okay.
Thank you all.
We got a Juneteenth too in there.
Have a good night,
Yeah.
everyone.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, everybody.
Have a good night.
Good
Enjoy the
night.
holiday.
Good night,
Everybody, thank
everybody.
you.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night.
Bye-bye.